Scattered across the wind-swept plateaus of northern Laos lie thousands of massive stone jars, some weighing as much as 30 tons. No one knows for sure who carved them, how they moved them across rugged mountains, or why they were abandoned to the elements 2,000 years ago. Welcome to the Xieng Khouang Plateau. This is the Plain of Jars, one of the most enigmatic archaeological sites on Earth. Imagine walking through a landscape where over 2,000 hollowed-out megaliths stand like silent sentinels. They range from 1 to 3 meters in height, carved with incredible precision from sandstone, granite, and limestone. They are clustered in groups, some numbering in the hundreds, others standing solitary in the high grass. For centuries, local legends filled the void left by history. The most famous tale speaks of a race of giants and a great king named Khun Chung. After winning a monumental battle, the king supposedly ordered the creation of these jars to brew and store massive quantities of rice wine for a victory celebration that lasted for months.
It is a poetic image, but the reality unearthed by modern science suggests a purpose far more solemn. In the 1930s, French archaeologist Madeleine Colani was the first to look beneath the surface. Inside and around the jars, she didn't find traces of ancient spirits or wine. Instead, she found human remains, bronze ornaments, and iron tools.
This led to the prevailing scientific theory. The Plain of Jars was a vast prehistoric cemetery. Recent excavations by Australian and Lao researchers have refined this vision. They believe the jars were used in a complex, multi-stage burial ritual.
The bodies were likely placed inside the jars to decompose. Once the remains had transitioned to bone, they were removed and buried in the ground nearby, sometimes marked by stone discs. It was a bridge between the world of the living and the world of the dead, a process that allowed the soul to migrate while the community watched over the physical transition.
But the mystery of the jar makers remains. We have no written records of their language, their laws, or their lives. We know they were active during the Iron Age, roughly between 500 BC and 580.
They were clearly skilled engineers and likely grew wealthy by controlling trade routes for salt and metal. Yet, despite their technical prowess, they vanished, leaving only these stone giants as their legacy. Researching these sites is a perilous task. This region holds the tragic title of being the most heavily bombed place on the planet per capita. Millions of unexploded cluster munitions from the Vietnam War still litter the hillsides. Many of the 90 identified jar sites remain off-limits, hidden behind the threat of hidden explosives. Every new discovery requires archaeologists to navigate minefields just to touch the past. Despite these dangers, the jars continue to reveal their secrets piece by piece. They tell a story of a sophisticated culture that viewed death not as an end, but as a grand communal journey. As the wind whistles through the hollowed stone, the jars remain indifferent to our curiosity. They are the last witnesses to a forgotten empire, standing in a silence that is as heavy as the stone itself. If you want to uncover more of history's greatest mysteries, subscribe now.